Hello guys, welcome to another video session from Karim's Biology. In today's session, I am going to talk about different types of nutrition in organisms from lesson nutrition. So let's enter into the topic. First of all, we need to know the meaning of nutrition before entering into the details. So do you know what is the meaning of nutrition? It is the process of acquiring nutrients. But can you tell me how nutrients enter into your body? Yes, I am talking about eating. Right? When you eat food material, the food material contains nutrients. The food enters into your body, it gets digested, and the nutrients will be absorbed into your body. This is how your body acquires nutrients. As the definition suggests that the process of acquiring nutrients is called nutrition, I can also suggest another definition that the process of eating food also be called as nutrition, because through eating food you are able to get nutrients into your body. Okay, so that's about nutrition. Now let us know what are nutrients. Just in the previous definition we have seen that the process of acquiring nutrients is called nutrition. But what are nutrients? Nutrients are the compounds. These are some of the substances present in the food that you eat, and they provide us with energy that facilitates repair, growth, and helps to carry out different life processes. So don't worry, I will explain this definition. Nutrients are compounds in food that provide us with energy. So this is the first and foremost essential requirement that will be fulfilled after eating food and after acquiring nutrients. What is that? They provide us with energy. Do you know that since morning to evening, we have been performing different types of activities, right? And these activities include walking, running, talking, jumping, playing games, right? Reading, writing. So these are the activities, and all these activities require energy to do. Without the consumption or use of energy, we cannot perform such type of activities. Okay, and from where are we getting energy to do these activities? We get energy to do these activities out of the food that you eat, out of the nutrients that are present in the food that you eat. And not only that, they facilitate repair, growth of our body. Okay, so they also help us for the growth of our body and also for the repair. Now let us see what does it mean by growth. I think that you already knew about the definition of growth. The growth is nothing but increase in the size of an organism. When you are born, you are very small. But as you grow up, after every month your body size increases. Right? And as you can see in this picture, the plant is growing and it is increasing in its size. And the baby here, when he was born, he was small. But as he grows, after every month, his body size has been increasing. Right? So this is called growth. When your body size increases, that is called growth. But how do you think that our body is growing? Do you know when your body size increases? The size of any object increases when it gets or acquires a new material. Understood? So your body size also is not an exception. Your body size also increases, or the body size of any organism increases by the addition of new material. And from where do you think that the new material is coming into your body? It is coming into your body through the food that you eat. So in that way, the nutrients present in the food, they are helping your body to grow because they are providing some substances to your body, or they are providing some new material to your body so that it can perform growth. And not only for that, even for repair process to occur. You know that in our life, when you do some activities, you may get injuries. Look here, there is a person here who got injury on his finger. But you see how this injury or wound is healing day by day. It is healing day by day because here new tissue is formed, new cells are formed in the place of lost cells. Injury means when you got a cut or when some of the cells removed or scrapped out from this place, then that is called injury. And to cure that injury or to heal that injury, in the place of that cells, new cells have to be formed. Okay, and when new cells are formed, that particular portion will be repaired and gradually wound will be healed. For this healing process to occur also, we require nutrients. Now another part of definition is they help to carry out different life processes. Okay, nutrients are required for getting energy, they require for repair and growth, and they also require to carry out different life processes that are occurring in your body. Now it is a new word to you. What does it mean by a life process? The name itself indicates that The life process or the biological processes are the activities that an organism performs to survive. You know that in our body there are several activities going on, including growth, digestion, respiration, circulation of blood, excretion of the waste out of the body. These are different activities going on in our body. And can you guess what happens if these activities don't occur in your body? When the digestion does not happen in the organism's body, the food cannot be digested and the nutrients in the food may not be available to the organism, and gradually that leads to death. When respiration does not happen, respiration is a process which provides energy from the food that you eat. When respiration does not happen in your body does not get energy, so that leads to death. And when these processes are happening, there may be so much waste may accumulate in your body, and that waste has to be removed from your body from time to time. That process of removing the waste is called excretion. And can you guess what are the consequences if that waste is not removed from your body? If the waste is not removed, the waste gets accumulated in your body cells, and that may lead to death of the cells, eventually lead to the death of the organs and organism as a whole. That's why these processes which are mentioned here, they are required for the organism to survive. Okay, they are responsible for the life of cell and organism. That's why these processes are called life processes. Understand? So these are the basic activities that have to be done in order for an organism to survive, and they occur only with the help of nutrients. Now, not only that, several organisms need food to maintain body temperature also. Do you know that basing on the body temperature, there are two types of organisms? What are they? Poikilothermic organisms and homeothermic organisms. We are homeothermic in nature. We are homeothermic because homeothermic organisms, they regulate their body temperature. Okay, their body temperature does not change or does not be affected by outside environment, because they are able to maintain their body temperature on their own. And how do they manage that? They are able to do that by burning the food material. You know that when you eat the food, after the digestion, it enters into the cells. Within the cells in the mitochondria, the food will be burnt. When the food is burnt, most of the energy present in the food will be fixed in the form of ATP, whereas a small amount of energy will be lost in the form of heat. And that heat energy that is released in the process of respiration will be used to keep your body warm. So this is how some organisms need food to maintain the body temperature also. Then what are the different types of nutrients? Just now I have mentioned different types of nutrients. What are they? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Out of that, carbohydrates and fats are required to provide energy to your body, so they are called energy giving foods. Whereas the proteins are useful to build up your body, so that's called body building foods. And the vitamins and minerals are the nutrients that keep your body healthy and they protect your body against the diseases. So that's why vitamins and minerals are called protective foods. So these are the different types of nutrients. Now, what type of food materials are eaten by organism? This is one more question that need to be answered. A large varieties of substances are taken as food from single cellular organisms like amoeba to multicellular organisms like human beings. You know, when you talk about organisms maybe are different types. Some of them are made up of single cell, and we are multicellular as our body is made up of so many cells. As the complexity of organisms are not same, they perform different modes of nutrition. For example, amoeba is an unicellular animal. Being unicellular animal, it is made up of single cell, so it can perform simple mode of nutrition. You know, the mode of nutrition performed by amoeba is called holozoic mode of nutrition, in which you see here, it is engulfing the food particles. These are the food particles which are other microbes, and this amoeba is forming pseudopodia around the food particle and slowly engulfing the food particles, forming the digestive vacuole, and slowly they will be digested and the nutrients will be absorbed into the cytoplasm of amoeba. So this is how, you know, the nutrition takes place in amoeba. And you know, basing on the type of food items that the organisms eat, there are different types. For example, herbivores, which you have learnt in your primary classes, that herbivores are the animals which feed on the plants, and other category is the carnivores, which feed on the flesh of other animals, and next one is omnivores, we the human beings, because we are able to feed on the plants as well as on the animals, so we are omnivores. Okay, now come to the types of nutrition. The mode of acquiring food varies from cell to cell and organism to organism. Just now I told you that the complexity of organisms are very different. Some organisms are made up of single cell, some are made up of, you know, not much complex body, but some organisms like human beings are made up of much complex body design. right? As the complexity of the body is different, the process of acquiring food also is different. Okay, basing on the mode of acquiring food, there are basically two types of organisms. What are they? They are autotrophs and heterotrophs, or in other words, autotrophic organisms or heterotrophic organisms. So this is the flow chart explaining about different types of organisms basing on mode of acquiring food. What are they? The fundamental two categories are autotrophs and heterotrophs. Basing on some other factors, autotrophs are again divided, especially basing on how they are using energy source. They are again further divided into two categories, which are photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs, and heterotrophs are further divided basing on how they acquire the food. There are three categories, which are saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss about autotrophs. Autotrophs are organisms that can produce their own food using simple inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide and water. By using these simple inorganic substances and an energy source, they are able to produce their own food so that they need not depend on other organisms. The word autotrophs actually come from two root words. What are they? Auto means self, trop means food, means they are preparing their food by themselves, right? They do not depend on any other organisms. They are capable of preparing their food on their own by using some simple inorganic substances. That is why they are called auto, which is means self, trop means food. They are able to prepare their food on themselves. So an autotroph is an organism that feeds itself without the assistance of any other organism. Absolutely, it does not need the help of any other organism because it is capable of preparing its own food material. Understood? And you may get a doubt that your mom is also preparing food in the kitchen. But have you seen someone cooking food? When they cook food, definitely they take the help of energy. So here she is using heat energy in order to cook food, right? So for preparing food, she is using heat energy. And can you guess, without using this heat energy or flame, is it possible to cook food? It is not possible. But how these autotrophs are able to prepare food? Do they not require any energy source to prepare their food by using inorganic substances? They also need energy source. Understood? They also need energy source in order to prepare food on their own. And you knew that sunlight is the ultimate source of energy to our earth. And there are some autotrophs which can make use of energy present in the sunlight directly for the preparation of food. And some organisms are there which can not use the sunlight, but instead they depend on other chemical compounds to get the energy. They break the bonds between the molecules of a chemical compound, and the energy that is released now will be used for the preparation of food material. This is how some organisms are able to prepare food by using chemicals. Okay, so basing on this only, there are two types. Autotrophs are two types basing on their source of energy to prepare food. Okay, what are they? They are photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. So autotrophs are again divided into two categories basing on the energy source they are using to prepare food. Okay, first let us discuss about photoautotrophs. The name itself is suggesting photo. The meaning of photo is light. The meaning of photo is light. I think that by this time you got this definition. Photoautotrophs. Autotrophs, we know the meaning of autotrophs, that they are able to prepare their own food, and they are able to prepare their own food by using the energy present in the photo, that means sunlight. Understood? So photoautotrophs are capable of synthesizing their own food from inorganic substances using light as an energy source. And what are the examples? The examples are plants and cyanobacteria. Okay, they are able to use sunlight because they have leaves, and within the leaves they have a special substance called chlorophyll, which is able to convert the light energy into chemical energy. Because of the chlorophyll only, the leaves are in green color. We knew about that very well. Okay, so when the sunlight falls on the leaves, the chlorophyll present in the leaf will be able to convert that light energy into chemical energy. Okay, so this you can see in this picture. The sunlight falls on the plants, and the plant takes carbon dioxide from the air and water through the roots, and In the help of the chlorophyll and sunlight, it is able to prepare food material which is glucose, and this process is called photosynthesis, which occurs in the plants. Of course, some of the cyanobacteria also can perform this type of nutrition, which is photoautotropic mode of nutrition, and these organisms are called photoautotrophs. And there comes the next one, which is chemoautotrophs. Here also the name itself suggesting, as I told you earlier, so chemoautotrophs are the organisms which are able to prepare their own food, but not by using the sunlight, but by using chemical compounds. By using chemical compounds. That's why they are called chemoautotrophs. Then how are they able to do that? They are able to do that by breaking the bonds between the molecules. Suppose if there is one molecule here, there is another molecule, there will be bond between the molecules. When this bond is broken, some amount of energy will be released, and this energy will be used by these organisms to prepare food. Okay. So this is how they are able to prepare their own food, by energy present in the chemical compounds. Now once again see the definition, that chemoautotrophs are the organisms that obtain their energy from a chemical reaction. They perform oxidation reduction reactions which release energy, and by using that energy they are able to prepare their own food. And by using that energy they are able to prepare their own food. For example, sulfur oxidizing bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, and iron oxidizing bacteria. These are some of the examples. Okay, so that's about autotrophs, and for about heterotrophs we will be discussing in our next session. Okay, thank you for watching this video.